This weather pattern that we're about to enter into in the United States is about to get downright crazy, promoting the chances for another big storm system that could bring big impacts such as severe weather across a large chunk of the United States. We're also looking at this massive heat wave affecting the portions of the central United States and a huge cool down into the second week of October, promoting the chances for a massive cool down across a large chunk of the United States. I'm Ryan Otten, and this is your weather forecast. Alright, I want to go ahead and start us out with the 500 millibar anomaly maps. This shows a bigger picture of where high pressure systems are and low pressure systems are. So currently, ridging is starting to happen in the United States with this high pressure system moving into the central United States. This is going to cause an omega blocking pattern where there's a low pressure system over on the west, a low pressure system on the east, and then there's massive ridging with a huge high pressure system that is going to not allow any low pressure systems to enter in the continental United States until this ridge is broken. Think of it as a big time wall for low pressure systems where low pressure systems cannot enter in the United States. Let's go and progress this out into around Saturday into Sunday. This is going to be our big time storm system that we are most concerned about. The SPC has mentioned putting out a like a day 15 risk for severe weather already for this storm system. There are still some uncertainties with this storm system, but this is going to be a big low pressure system, and this low pressure system also has the chance of defeating this omega blocking pattern before it even starts to start. So on Sunday, on the 1st of October, we have this high pressure system, which is going to be our omega blocking pattern. This is actually a textbook omega blocking pattern because it looks like the Greek letter omega. That's why it's called omega blocking pattern. Low pressure system on the west, low pressure system on the east, and this is going to cause major concerns for the United States in terms of severe weather with this low pressure system moving eastward, and it looks like it has the possibility of actually breaking down this big time omega blocking pattern. And by around Tuesday, you could tell this blocking pattern, this high pressure system, is actually starting to shift eastward. So it is starting to nudge east just a little bit. Day by day, this low pressure system is grinding this omega block pattern down. And by around Thursday into Friday, look at this. This omega blocking pattern is gone, basically. It's out of the picture. But then it looks like we have another ridge possibly coming in to the United States. Again, this is a little bit far out for the GFS, but we still know. And look at this. The GFS also likes to support in another very, very, very powerful low pressure system on Saturday on the 7th of October. Again, this is still far out, but once this omega blocking pattern has been defeated, this is going to enact like a train of low pressure systems just constantly coming in the United States, bringing, severe weather for a large chunk of the United States. We got a low pressure system moving through, so we'll just have to monitor this, obviously. But yeah, this is going to be like a train moving in. Once this omega blocking pattern is out, moving eastward out of the country, low pressure systems are just going to keep on forming, going in, bringing relentless weather across a large chunk of the United States. And this is also promoting another chance for, severe weather in the continental United States. We are entering in our second severe weather season, so we'll just have to be watching this for the potential for a very active severe weather season in our next upcoming couple of weeks in October. All right, I want to go ahead and give a little better perspective on this big time storm system and this omega blocking pattern. So right now we still have this low pressure system moving through on Thursday. This low pressure system has just kind of been sitting over in northern Indiana and northern Ohio. That's going to move out of our hair by this Saturday. And then look at this. On Sunday, you can see this huge dip down in the jet stream. Massive dip down. This is obviously going to be the possibility of our storm system that also might defeat this omega blocking pattern. So again, this omega blocking pattern is centered over the eastern central portions of the United States. This is going to progressively move east as this low pressure system kind of forces it to move east day by day, slowly nudges it. And we also have a possibility of this high pressure system also ridge riding, where it goes over the low pressure system and moves. Obviously, it doesn't really look like that's going to happen. It does look like it might happen a little bit on Wednesday, though, a little bit going up, but that's because this high pressure system is being moved. And by around Wednesday, you could tell this high pressure system has really been defeated. It's basically been moved back very eastward within a span of around 3 days. And as we progress this into Wednesday into Thursday, this low pressure system is very concerning with a lot of 500 millibar flow for a large chunk of the United States, including the Central Plains, where we obviously could be looking at another severe weather event possibly. And as we progress this into Friday, into Saturday, into Sunday, it looks like this massive, huge dipping down in the jet stream. But it looks like that one low pressure system is going to be it. But then look at this. On Saturday into the 14th of October, another low pressure system is going to be entering in through California, and this is going to be moving eastward. Obviously, this is still very, very, very far out. This is, 384 hours out. But this low pressure system here could be another big time storm system that we're just going to have to monitor in the next upcoming runs. So, yeah, we'll have to be monitoring this. All right, I want to go and take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's 6 through 10 day temperature probability outlook. So obviously in this large orange section, you guys can expect above average temperatures for September into the first week of October, with a very above average temperatures apparent over in the northeast, with obviously, and then it gets, it's around 80% above average temperatures, 60, then 40, and then 30, and so that's basically what we're looking at. And if we go and look at the next 8 through 14 day temperature probability outlooks, obviously very above average temperatures for a large chunk of the west coast and over on the southern coast of the United States, and over in the very, very, very eastern portions of the United States, with mainly normal average temperatures for a large chunk of the United States for the Central Plains and over in the Ohio Valley, with also a below average temperatures all the way down into southern Texas, which is crazy to visualize. And if we go ahead and look at our next 6 through 10 day precipitation outlook, we have above average rainfall for a large chunk of the southern plains and the all the way down into southern Texas, which is very needed. And if we go ahead and look up all the way over in the northern tier of the United States, above average rainfall is expected. And over in the western tier of the United States, we can expect below average rainfall is expected. And if we go and take a look at the next 8 through 14 days, for a large chunk of the United States, a large western chunk of the United States, western and northern chunk of the United States, very below average rainfall is expected, with being over in the eastern and southern portions of the United States, with above average rainfall is expected. All right, I want to go and take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's day 4 through 8 severe weather risk. Let's go and take a look at what they're saying about this big time storm system. So obviously all the way down here, they are talking about this big time storm system. They're talking about they just need a little bit more confidence and a little more model agreement before they start issuing slight risks with this big time storm system. They're talking about this may eventually become a slight risk caliber setup with modest instability and shear, perhaps supporting a supercell risk with large hail. And they're just needing a little bit more confidence and a little bit more agreement with these big time, with the model runs. So we'll have to see. But it looks like the Storm Prediction Center is a little bit concerned about this because the model agreement so far has been pretty incredible with, this big storm system moving through the United States. All right, I want to go and take a look at the 850 millibar temperature anomaly maps. Obviously, for a large chunk of the United States right now, we are experiencing well above average temperatures for the month of September. And if you live over in the western portions of the United States, a small chunk, I may add, you guys are going to be experiencing below average temperatures, As we progress this into the first day of October onto Sunday, as you can tell, for a large chunk of the United States, all the way up in the greater high plains over in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Michigan, Minnesota, all throughout there, you guys are going to be experiencing well above average temperatures, and all the way over into southern Canada, well above average temperatures for the first day of October. And this likes to stay around. And then as we progress this into Wednesday, into Thursday, on the 5th of October, look at this. A big cool down is going to be happening, and this is going to be progressing down southward into the United States promoting a massive cool down, which is going to be very appreciated. Look at this. By Saturday, on the 7th of October, look at this huge cool down for a large chunk of the United States, bringing fall-like temperatures for a large chunk of the United States. And look at this. It likes to sit here. For the 8th of October, look at this massive cool down for a large chunk of the United States, promoting finally some fall-like temperatures. This is going to be like one of those big-time cold fronts that just snaps everything and just sets us into fall-like temperatures for the rest of fall, which is very appreciated. So a huge cold front moving through on the 8th of October. Obviously, some time frames are still to be determined, but it looks like into the second week of October, we could be experiencing this big-time cold front that sets us back into fall-like temperatures, maybe for the rest of the fall. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in to this weather forecasting video. Next week, I will not be able to upload any videos because I'm going to be up in Minnesota helping out a St. Jude fishing tournament. They just raised $1 million. It'd be greatly appreciated if you guys can go donate to that because I used to be a St. Jude patient and it really means a lot to me if you guys can go donate to them for the greater good. But I will not be here to upload any videos, so if we have any severe weather risks, I will not be here to upload any videos, unfortunately. I would recommend tuning into Ryan Hall or Max Velocity. They do incredible coverage for weather events. Obviously, I'm better, but yeah, not throwing shade against them. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on notification bell, stay in the loop for any weather videos. I'll see you guys in the next weather forecasting video.